half-life of a reaction. The half-life of a reaction is the time in which the concentration of a reactant is reduced to one half of its initial concentration. So usually they are represented by T half. Okay. For a zero order reaction, the rate constant, already we know that K is equal to concentration of R naught minus that concentration of R divided by T. Okay. See, at T is equal to T half means K is equal, that's mean we can write it, sorry, K is equal R naught minus R divided by T half. Okay, so we can write the reaction like this, that is R is equal to R naught divided by 2. Okay, so the rate constant here you have to submit the rate constant like this. K is equal to R naught minus 1 by 2, or you can write R naught by 2, then by T half. Okay. Then after this, the T half will be R naught divided by 2K. So after rearranging this, so it is clear that the T half for a zero order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant and the inversely proportional to the rate constant. So directly proportional to the reactants, that is the initial concentration, and inversely proportional to the rate constant. So the first order reaction is what? This K is equal to 2.303 divided by T into log of R naught divided by R. So the T half is equal to what? At T half, get that is R is equal to R naught by 2. So this equation becomes what? The K, this equation, the K is equal to, substituting the value, 2.303 divided by T is equal to T half, then log of R naught divided by R naught by 2. Okay, or you can write it, K is equal to T half is equal to 2.303 divided by K into log of 2. R naught cancel, so this will be log 2. So log 2 value is what? 3010. Then the T half is equal to 2.303 divided by K into 0.3010. After simplifying, you will get, that is I write here, the T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. So this is the half-life formula. So it can be seen that the first order reaction half-life period is constant. So that is the independent of the initial concentration of the reacting species. So the half-life of the first order equation is readily calculated from the rate constant and vice versa. Okay. For a zero order reaction, the T half is directly proportional to initial concentration, that is initial concentration. For the first order reaction, is T half is independent of R naught. So this is first order reaction independent of R naught. The zero order reaction is T half is directly proportional to the R naught. Okay, student. Integrated rate law for the reaction of zero order and the first order, that is the summarization. First, the order is 0, Then the reaction type is reactant gives product. Then the differential rate law is dr by dt is equal to minus k. Then the integrated law will be kt is equal to r naught minus r. Okay. Then the plot will be straight line, that is the straight line plot. So r versus t. Then the half life is r naught by 2k. Concentration of r naught by 2k. Then the unit will be mole per liter per second. Then for a first order reaction, the reaction type is reactant gives product. Here also same. Then the differential rate law will be dr by dt is equal to minus k into r. Okay. Then the integrated rate law will be r is equal to r naught e power minus kt. R you can write it kt is equal ln r naught divided by r. This is also correct method. Then the straight line plot is here also ln 2 by k. Ln 2 by k. Ln r versus not k. Ln r versus t. Then the half life is ln 2 by k. Okay, the unit will be second inverse or time inverse. So this is the integrated rate law for the reaction of the zero order and the first order reaction. Okay, next is a pseudo first order reaction. The pseudo first order reaction is the order of reaction sometimes altered by condition. That already we know that the chemical reaction between the two substances when one reactant is present in a large excess and during the electrolysis of the 0.01 mole of ethyl acetate with 10 mole of water. Amounts of various constituted beginning, that is T0, and completion T of the reactions are usually the CH3 COOH acetic acid, ethyl acetate, C2H5 ethyl acetate, hydrolysis to give acetic acid and ethanol. Okay. Now when T is equal to 0, means that this ethyl acetate, the molar concentration is 0.01 mole, and the water is a large excess, this is 10 mole, and this will be 0 mole and this will be 0 mole. For T, time T is equal, this will be 0 mole and this will be 9.9 mole and this will be 0.01 mole, this will be 0.01 mole. So this is the hydrolysis of one is the large excess, the water molecule is a large excess, the concentration. So the concentration of water does not get altered much during the course of reaction. So the rate equation will be what? The rate is equal, you have to mention K dash. K dash is equal K dash into ethyl acetate, the concentration of the ethyl acetate and the concentration of water. So here the H2O water molecule taken as a constant. So the equation becomes what? Rate is equal to K dash into ethyl acetate, concentration of the ethyl acetate. Okay, and the where K is K dash into concentration of the water. So and the reaction behaves the first order. Such reactions are the called pseudo first order reaction. So the example inversion of canned sugar is a pseudo first order reaction. That is C12H22O11. This is sugar cane react with water, that is on hydrolysis, to give glucose and maltose. Glucose and fructose. C6H12O6 and C6H12O6. So this is glucose and this is fructose. Okay. Here the rate will be what? Rate is equal to K into concentration of the sugar cane, C12H22O11. So this is called pseudo first order reaction.